I want to give you guys some tips. So that was my whole weekend and everything. But, as I mentioned before, I had a crazy couple days to be exact. So I did 12 weddings in 18 days. So this was my schedule the last 3 weeks. So I basically would have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, right? And of course, Tuesday I do the show and all that stuff, and meetings and everything else. So it's just been nuts. And then, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and here we are this Tuesday. So I want to give you guys some tips on how I handled this. Some of you might look at this and be like, this ain't shit. I do 9 a week. I don't know. I put a lot into planning. I put a lot into like preparation and like just, every couple I have direct contact with. It's not like I'm just showing up to these like gigs. Like I'm their main, I'm the main contact for all my couples. They hit me up directly for everything. So like, 4 a weekend is a lot, right? And I created a system and it works with my workflow. So I don't know if it's going to work with your workflow, but I'm sure you could pick something up from this. And this is how I handled it without messing anything up. And I'm proud to say I didn't mess up a name. I didn't mess up a song. I didn't mess up nothing like basic. Because when you do so many and things run together, like that's the biggest fear, messing up something stupid, like just a stupid little mistake somewhere just because you got confused. I didn't play like a song that was on a do not play list, because, they're all different. No problems this whole time. And this is how. So, here's my planning process, okay? So planning tips. So I took number one tip I can give you is day by day, week by week, okay? Don't try and plan everything at once. Don't take a day and plan the next few weeks or whatever. It's got to work with your workflow. So all right. Whatever works for you. This is what works for me. Me taking it day by day, week by week, it keeps me laser focused on what's ahead, okay? Not like what's too far ahead, but what's coming up right now. It kept me laser focused. So what I did was every Monday was my planning day. So every Monday, and this is what I do in general too, even if I don't have 4 weddings a weekend. This is just my system, right? So every Monday, I sit down Monday morning and I make all my cheat sheets. My cheat sheet is what I use the day of, right? We all have our own version of our cheat sheet. It's got every detail on there, times, every announcement I'm making, every song, every formality, everything I need to know about the wedding. It's in timeline order. It's based on the timeline, right? It has everything. It'll be like, first dance, then parent dances, then dinner, then whatever. Whatever I'm doing, it's all in order. It's all laid out. I make those sheets for the weekend coming up that Monday. So the Monday, the week of, I make those sheets. I make all the sheets. I send them out to all the couples to triple check. Okay. And I let them know in our finals meeting a couple weeks before, like, hey, listen, final check the Monday before, I'm going to reach out with my cheat sheet. It'll have all the details on there, triple check it, make sure autocorrect didn't mess me up. I always say, like, I'm like Ron Burgundy. I'll read whatever's on that shit, so make sure it's all good. If that's all good, I'll print it out. That's what I'm bringing with me to your wedding. Then you can eat, drink, have a good time. You don't have to worry about me. That's my exact spiel, okay? So I send it out to the couples for them to triple check. And then I also send it out to Santi. And when I send it out to Santi, I give him the times we're going to meet. So, all right, we're meeting on Thursday this time, blah, blah, blah. He gets all the times and the sheets on Monday so he can plan his week. My couples get the sheets. They usually answer me within 48 hours or so with any adjustments or anything I got wrong with the sheets or, anything to add or last minute changes. I make those adjustments. Once those are made, I'm good to go, right, as far as the planning stuff. Then, music planning, playlists, all that stuff, I do the day of, the morning of. Now, some of you guys might say, I cannot, there's no way I could do this because it would just freak me out. What if something, whatever, last minute, like I need to have stuff done ahead of time. And that's fine. I feel you, okay? There's different ways to do this shit. But for me, this is the best way. What I do is I wake up every morning. Lately, I've been getting Grubhub. Grubhub is a shit. It's like room service for your house. Like literally, you could schedule a breakfast to get delivered at 8 a.m. at your house. Like it's the craziest thing. Like I love this shit. So I'll schedule a Grubhub for like 8 a.m. I'll wake up at 7:30, scratch my balls, make a cup of coffee, then go out to the porch, pick up my Grubhub at 8. I'll eat breakfast, and then I'll start planning my wedding. Start my day. It's great, right? So I sit down. I print all my sheets because at that point, there's no last minute changes. It's the day of, right? I've printed my sheets as soon as they confirmed them, and then they hit me up the next day and I have to print more, So I always print them that day, that morning, print the sheets. I make all my playlists, right? All the playlists for formalities. I organize it, everything. All my requests, I organize those. I organize my requests based on when I think would fit best. So I have like a dinner list, an early dancing list, a when everyone's wasted list, a slow song list, all that shit, right? I kind of have it all laid out, organized, and I go through all the music. I listen to it, right? I do it the morning of because it gets me in the zone for their wedding. It's fresh in my mind. I just made all the playlists, right? I just listened to all this music. I just went through the do not play, and it's fresh in my mind now what's on their do not play. And I obviously put that on my cheat sheet and everything. So it's just fresh. And I just think it makes such a huge difference to do it the day of and take it day by day like that. So you're really in the right zone, because like I don't play the same shit at every wedding. All my weddings are completely different. All my couples are completely different. Every crowd is completely different. So like, every wedding's different. Some weddings might be super basic stuff. Some weddings might have a lot of Spanish. Some weddings might have a lot of hip hop. Some weddings I'm melting faces the whole time. So I have to be ready, So that's what I do that morning. I just get ready. I'll download some music. I'll look up some different things. I'm talking like I take like 3-4 hours that morning, and really just relax. I got a recliner. I just recline my couch. And I just do, and I go through music, and I have a grand old time, and it's all fresh in my mind. I also, if they send me any playlists, right? If they share, I always say, listen, you have a Spotify playlist, an Apple Music playlist, share it with me, share it with me. It doesn't have to be a must plays, but if you just put together some playlists that you jam to, or that you just stuff you want at your wedding, share those with me. I'll listen to those on the way to the wedding. So I'll save or like those playlists or whatever. I'll have them on my phone. And then when me and Santi are driving to the wedding, I'll put the playlist on and we'll jam to it all the way there. Gets me in the zone. It just gets me right? If I hate a song, I'll skip it. But like, you're just going through and you're kind of getting in the right like mindset of like what kind of music they like, what they're expecting, what they don't like, everything, it just really helps. So even if it's just on in the background and you stop paying attention, it's just in the background, you kind of like just get in the right zone. I don't know. I don't know the science to this, but like doing this, when I started doing this a few years ago, it really did help me. So I just highly recommend, especially if you got large playlists and stuff like that. It's just, and you have longer drives like I do, put the playlist on in the background, listen to it, get in the right zone, okay? All I'm thinking about that day is that wedding. I'm not thinking about tomorrow's wedding. I'm not thinking about the wedding before that. I'm not thinking about next week's wedding. I'm thinking about that wedding, the music for that wedding. That's all I think about, lasered in, tunnel vision, and this is a big part of it. So you jam to that on the way. And then, of course, and I've said this before, say their names constantly that day, right? So the day of, I'm always, all right, we're doing Scott and Christina's wedding. Scott and Christina's wedding. Every wedding's a Super Bowl. Scott and Christina's wedding. Scott and Christina are getting married today, Santi, right? I'm reminding them, right? We're on our way to Scott and Christina's wedding. All right, so we should be at Scott and Christina's wedding in about 12 hours, however long it takes me to drive there. I'm always saying their name. You get the Destiny's Child reference there, by the way. See they say my name? I'm proud of that. Anyway, say their names constantly. That way, there's because if you're doing a lot of weddings, of course they're going to run together. Of course you're going to second guess yourself before you say their name, stuff like that. Like God forbid you get it wrong. So one of the worst things you can do, and we're all human, okay? We all have different brain capacities and all that. Some people are great at it. I'm not great at it. So like, you know what I mean? Like I it's just something I always do to make sure I'm set. So do these things. You're going to be on, it's going to keep you in the zone and just focused on each task at hand rather than like overwhelmed with so many weddings at once, if that makes sense. Just keep all your planning more micro rather than macro. Okay. Micro rather than macro.